The semester moved forward, but the air around room 312 thickened. Whispers traveled faster than lectures, then somehow, every whisper carried the same name, Vanessa. At first, it was only mamas in the cafeteria, girls leaning over trays of rice and beans, dropping their voices low. Boys chuckling in corners, nodding knowingly when she walked past with her swinging handbag. It was easy to ignore when you were the one being talked about. Vanessa floated through those rumors like smoke, untouchable, unbothered, her perfume following her into every hallway. But Ruth had it all. She was the kind who paid attention. Vanessa's sleeping with that lecturer. No wonder she passes. She hasn't opened a textbook all semester. The words stung Ruth though they weren't aimed at her. She clutched her notebook tighter, kept her head down, and tried to focus on her color-coded highlights. Yet the gossip followed her even when she was alone. She wished she could defend her roommate, but defending Vanessa was like trying to shield a candle in a storm. Eventually, it would flicker out on its own. It happened on a Thursday afternoon. Ruth stayed behind after class, her notebook heavy with scrawled formulas. She was the last to leave, her pen still scratching, determined to solve one more question before heading to the library. That was when he approached. The lecturer. The same one whose name Ruth had heard whispered in the cafeteria with Vanessa's.
Ruth.
He said, almost too casually. His tone wasn't the usual clipped, authoritative one he used in class. It was warmer, slower. She looked up, startled. He smiled down at her, not like a teacher, but like a man.
You work too hard,
he said softly. Her stomach tightened. She murmured something polite, eyes fixed on her paper. He lingered too long, standing too close, before finally leaving her with a smile that didn't feel right. That night, Ruth prayed longer than usual. On Sunday, her church friends invited her to sit with them under the neem tree outside the chapel. They had heard the gossip too. Their voices were hushed, but their eyes were sharp with warning. Ruth, you need to be careful. Living with someone like Vanessa, it could drag you into things you don't want. You're innocent. Don't let her shadow cover you. Ruth defended her roommate instinctively. She's not all bad, she said softly. She always shares her food with me. The others exchanged glances but didn't press further. Ruth knew what they thought. She also knew what she felt, a loyalty she couldn't explain, an invisible tether tying her to Vanessa despite everything. One evening, Ruth returned early from the library. She expected the usual noise, Vanessa laughing on the phone, music spilling from her speaker, the smell of fried chicken wafting through the room. But the room was quiet. She opened the door to find Vanessa sitting on the edge of her bed, makeup untouched, phone dangling uselessly in her lap. Her eyes were red, her cheeks streaked with tears she hadn't yet wiped away. Ruth froze in the doorway. She had never seen her like this. Vanessa, the untouchable baddie, the girl who always had another date lined up, another gift waiting, another escape route, here she was, broken. The silence between them was heavy. Vanessa turned her face away quickly, wiping her cheek with the back of her hand. Don't look at me, she muttered, her voice cracking. Ruth didn't press. She placed her bag on her desk quietly, her heart swelling with something she couldn't name, pity. Fear. Maybe both. She studied late into the night, but the sound of muffled sobs on the other side of the room stayed with her. What Ruth didn't know was that Vanessa's richest sponsor had just left her. Left her with not only a broken heart, but threats that could unravel the glittering life she had built. For the first time, Vanessa wasn't sure if her beauty, her charm, her clever manipulations could save her. And though Ruth had no idea of the details, she could sense it, the cracks in Vanessa's armor were widening. Room 312 became heavier after that night. Ruth prayed harder, studied longer, whispered her fears to God when the lights were out. Vanessa laughed louder in the daytime, but her laughter had a hollow edge. The rumors didn't stop. If anything, they grew sharper. The lecturer's smile in class lingered too long on Ruth now, and students noticed. She had her name mixed with Vanessa's in whispered conversations, and it chilled her to the bone. The walls of room 312 were still the same, half neat, half messy, but now even the air seemed divided, carrying both perfume and prayer, laughter and sobs, secrets and supplications. And Ruth began to realize, living in Vanessa's world was no longer just about tolerance. It was about survival.